How people complain about living paycheck to paycheck, yet the people that complain are the same people that would take out credit cards just to go on their next vacation.
My husband and I made $150,000 last year, and we live paycheck to paycheck. Let's talk about it. I never thought that I had a problem or that I needed to learn to budget until I realized that we spent $150,000 last year, and I have nothing to show for it. I mean, I have a house, I have a car, I have all those things, but they're not $150,000 worth. So where did the money go? I spent it. That's where the money went, and that was what I wanted to change. That's why I did a low buy year. That's why I'm budgeting as hardcore I am. I use 3 different spreadsheets to budget, and that might seem insane, but that's what I need to do in order to have it all managed. I need to look at my money. I need to stare at it. I need to think about it. It needs to be on the front of my mind, because if I passively use it, then I'm not paying attention and I spend it all. And that's the truth.
I'm led to believe that living paycheck to paycheck is not really about the money, but mainly about the habit. To a reality, it costs money to buy groceries. It costs money to cook at home. It costs money to put gas in a vehicle and to drive only to work and back home. It's still gonna cost you some money. And when you start to think about 2 different situations and see just how both of those situations are actually detrimental based off of habit, then it kind of shapes your perspective when it comes to living paycheck to paycheck. See, because somebody over here that doesn't necessarily eat takeout every day and spend their money on restaurant food and door dashing could also be the same person who goes to the grocery store. They buy groceries, they do everything the correct way, but they got a bad habit of eating. They just be eating. They be snacking. They having 3, 4, 5 meals a day. They cooking up all the groceries before the first week even over. Eventually, that same person who spent $200 to $300 on the groceries gonna end up back at the grocery store within the 2nd or 3rd week, and the month ain't even over yet. It's a habit issue, not just a money issue. Because when you can control your habits is when you can control your money.
I got a serious question. How is everyone surviving right now? Like, truly, financially surviving. You know, my husband and I are very lucky. We make decent money. We don't have car payments. You know, our vehicles are paid off. We don't have a mortgage. Our house is paid off. So all we're responsible for is the homeowner's insurance and property taxes. And we're very, very lucky. And we don't live outside of our means. However, all of the other things just seem to be piling up more and more and more each day. I mean, for Christ's sake, we pay more in health insurance than most people pay for a mortgage. I just don't see how this is fair or how anybody else is surviving this. Because let alone with those prices going up, you have medical prices going up, you have groceries going up, you have electric bills going up. I mean, you have daycare going up. Like, when is enough enough? Like, how is everyone doing this? Please let me know how you are surviving, because I would love to know. If you would have told me 5 years ago that we would be in the situation that we're in and making decent money, but yet we were not striving and thriving, we were just totally trying to survive, I would have told you you were crazy. I would have not believed any word that you said. So my question to you is, how are you doing it? Please let me know in the comments, because I would like to get somebody else's opinions on this.
Anyone else worried about their bills right now? Like, for me personally, my take-home paychecks are less than how much I have to spend on bills per pay period. Like, I don't know what's happened in the last several months. Like, last year, I was in a position where I had enough money in my account to pay for my bills. Now, I'm worried that my account is going to overdraft because the amount I get paid is less than how much my bills cost for that pay period. And honestly, it's a scary feeling, like, to be in a position where you don't have enough money to pay your bills and you have to tap into your savings, or you have to do a cash advancement or something like that. Like, that's really scary. And I fear that it's only going to get worse. Like, I might be in a position where I clear out my savings because I don't have enough money to pay my bills. Anyone else feel that way, or is it just me?
Let's talk money struggles for a second. Living paycheck to paycheck is normal. Say that out loud. It is normal. It doesn't mean you're lazy, irresponsible, not trying hard enough. It means the system got more expensive and our paycheck stayed the same. Rent went up, groceries doubled, gas, childcare, insurance, you name it. We are living in a world where one emergency can wipe out months of preparation. And did I get into my feelings last night because I forgot a water bill that I thought was due in December that was due in November that set us back $600? Absolutely. And of course, this all happened in December with Christmas. Did we spend a little bit more than we should have? Absolutely. But what can I do about it? I'm continuing to show up for my family. My kids are fed. There's a roof over our house. There's gas in my car. There is food in the fridge. But struggling right now does not define you. This is a season, and seasons change. You're not behind. We're living in a world that the system makes it hard to breathe in. Give yourself some grace. God bless.
More and more people are living paycheck to paycheck. Do y'all know what that means? That means people don't have money saved up to be spending on extra stuff. Why did I just see an Uber Eats DoorDash driver complain that people aren't ordering food like that anymore? Do y'all not get it? Is this rocket science or something? And you know what? I'm not even too mad at the driver because he's trying to make a living for himself too, and they're just out there struggling as everybody else. But at the same time, he has to know where to direct his anger to, and the people is not it. Unemployment rates is at an all-time high. The last job report that came out for last month showed a negative for jobs created. That means that jobs are not being created, they're being taken away. So you have more and more people looking for jobs, but less and less jobs being created, or no jobs being created at all because they're gone. How are we mad at the people and not directing our anger to the current administration that keeps creating tariffs that, again, we pay for the tariffs? So no jobs being created, more and more people are looking for jobs, and everything is becoming more expensive. To top it off, they have added trillions to the national debt. Maybe y'all just don't understand. There are no jobs. Unemployment rate is high. People don't have money. Economy is through the trash can. There's no trash can left. It's through the trash can. People don't have extra money. They're not going to order Uber Eats or DoorDash. I don't know how I needed to explain this to people, but let's stop blaming people and let's start directing our anger towards the government and this current administration because it's their fault and they need to fix it. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Are you as broke as me? If your refrigerator is stocked up and your pantry is stocked up, you're not living paycheck to paycheck, I want you to tell me in the comments what you're doing. Like, share all your secrets and tips with me because let me just show y'all how broke we are. Here we go. No orders. Don't judge. I need to clean out my refrigerator. I know. No, nothing. Little bit down there, y'all. Like when I tell y'all, we have nothing. I mean, like, my husband is going to die when he sees this video. Like, do you know how crappy it makes me feel when my kid tells me, Mama, we have no more chips, and I can't send chips with them to lunch? Like, tell me I'm not alone. Please. How are people making it these days? Medical bills are eating me alive. And let's not even talk about debt. Like, how are y'all doing it?
The amount of people that get into Zoom calls with me who make 130 grand a year and are paycheck to paycheck is astounding. I'm not saying that to be mean, but it is just a reflection of lifestyle creep and financial illiteracy. When people start making more money, they put themselves in situations where they have to expend more money. Bigger house, more rent, new subscriptions, new phone. When in reality, if they kept their living situation the same for 1 or 2 years and built up $50,000 in savings, they would have an extra 10 grand a year on average in expendable income that they could use towards those things. So especially when you're young, control your expenses. I wish someone told me this 10 years ago, but getting your shit together earlier rather than later just saves you from the pain of being broke later.
You need to get out the paycheck to paycheck cycle, and here's how you do it. Most people are living this way not because they don't make enough, but because they never learned how to use money correctly. You could make $100K a year and still be broke because you don't know how to use money. You don't know how to manage it and grow your wealth. Here is the real formula to escape. Number 1, you gotta kill unnecessary expenses. Stop financing liabilities. If you can't buy it twice in cash, you can't afford it. 2, use your job as a launch pad, not a trap. A paycheck each week, bi-weekly, per month, whatever, it's a tool. Use it to fund a business, investments, or skills that increase your income. 3, you have to buy assets, not a lifestyle. Every dollar that you make should go into things that make you more money: stocks, real estate, online business, high income skills. And you're going to want to automate your wealth. You have to manually move your money to investments or your savings. You fail. Set up automatic transfers. Remove the temptation to spend entirely. Paycheck to paycheck cycle is a choice. You break free. You start making smarter moves with the money you already have.
Miami's a fucking shithole right now. It's a shithole. And if you're a local, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you want to pretend that Miami's great and it's the best city, because I know a lot of you locals like to pretend that, but you see it. You see it when you're driving. You drive by houses, small little houses that have 5, 6, 7, 8 cars parked outside, because that's how many people are living there. Maybe even more, because some of them don't have cars. More people are living there than the number of cars that you see. You know that the shit is getting really stinky here. I have a colleague who's in her 50s. She works full time, 6 days a week. Her rent went up 30% in 1 year. She could not absorb that cost, so she had to move. And she found like a little efficiency. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a converted tool shed that she's living in a converted tool shed in the back of someone's property for super cheap. It's like a little tiny studio, tiny, like a bed and some shelves. That's what she's got now. A woman in her 50s who works 6 days a week full time and has done so for decades. But she can't afford to fucking live, and now she found out she has cancer. And we work in an industry where there's no PTO. There's no PTO. Yeah, there's no PTO. There's no politician saying that we should have PTO. There's no politician in hell saying that they shouldn't raise the rents 25, 30, 35% in 1 year. And that happened to me too. My rent went up in 1 year 25%, and there's no way that I could absorb that cost. So I had to move from the apartments that I was living in close to the coast to move in with family so that I could just survive. And at that time, I was working 7 days a week, making well into the 6 figures. This was almost 3 years ago. I was making well into the 6 figures, and I had to move back in with family. That's the situation that we're living in right now. The only way that people can survive in Miami is either they have a ton of money, or if they're actually like working for a living, then they have to shack up with multiple roommates, not just one, multiple roommates. Or they have to shack in with family. And the ones that don't have that fall off the fucking grid, i.e. they become homeless, or they have to just leave the state and go find somewhere where they can live. If they're lucky. If they're fucking lucky. And so now when I see people like making these videos, all these creators that are like, oh, Miami, it's paradise. Look at me in my bag and my coffee or my shoes. Look at my car, bro. Look at my new car, bro. Yeah, all those videos, keep making them. Keep making them, please. We want to know everything about your life, down to like what time you go to that coffee shop, where you park your car, right? So that we can figure out how much money you make, because when the shit hits the fan, you know, Miami was an interesting place in the 1980s, and I feel like it's gonna head back there real quick. I mean, we're already like 1 foot in the 1980s. And if you don't know what the Miami was like in the 1980s, go look it up. Watch Cocaine Cowboys. Yeah, just crime, drugs, fun, great times.